Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup empties. I have a bunch of makeup that I've used over several months, and randomly I'm also going to be talking about candles in today's video as well. I have two other parts. One is skincare and the other is body and hair care, so I'll be sharing those in separate videos, but today is going to be all about makeup and candles. So I hope you enjoy. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into it. Today's empties video, I'm going to be reporting on whether or not I would repurchase and recommend these products as well, because I find that to be a little bit helpful. So I have one sunscreen. I added this sunscreen into my makeup and not my skincare because this is kind of like a tinted luminescent sunscreen, and this is the Supergoop Glowscreen. I wasn't able to finish this one because it expired before I did, but I have finished this in the past and I really like it. I think this is a gorgeous base under foundation, or a perfect like all over no makeup base, especially in the summer when I want sunscreen but I also want a little glow and a slight tint to my skin as well. They've expanded this shade range, which I think is amazing. So they have several tints of the Glowscreen now, and I think it's great because it's such a good product, especially in the summertime. So I loved this and I would definitely repurchase this, and I recommend it as well. And then I have the Glossier Futuredew. This is a gorgeous, juicy, thick serum. It's quite like oily. It's like a thick, oily consistency, and if you have dry skin you would love this. I think if you have oily skin, this would be nice like on the high points of your face as a highlighter for like a no makeup day. I would definitely recommend this more towards dry skin people because it is quite thick and juicy on the skin. This looks beautiful on its own. It can be used as a skincare product or doubled as a primer, and I think it's so gorgeous. It looks really good under like more dry leaning foundations as well. So if you have a foundation and it looks really dry on your skin, this would be great underneath it. I have been through like 2, maybe 3 of these bottles. I love it. The experience of putting it on is really nice as well because it just feels so moisturizing and it feels like protective on the skin too. I love the look of the bottle, and yeah, I would definitely recommend this, and I would repurchase this, but I have a lot of primers to go through, but I have missed this since emptying it. I have this primer, and if you saw, this was in my empties video and I am now removing it. I'm calling it an empty even though it's not technically empty, but I am decluttering it. I did not like this. I would not repurchase and I would not recommend. This is very silicone-y feeling and it just feels like, I don't like the feeling of it. It's kind of gross, but I definitely used enough of it to know how I feel about it and I don't like it. So yeah, I'm happy to have this out of my collection. Okay, and this one is really funny. I had quite a few people comment on my last video, my empties video, that I should not be using this on my face anymore, so I'm going to get rid of this as well. And I used a little more, or maybe like half of this, and people were like, I recommend not using that anymore. Hope that helps. And I thought that was so funny. But this is a primer that obviously has gone off, and I will be removing it and replacing it with a new one. I love this primer. It feels really nice. It gives you a really grippy finish and like tacky finish once you've applied it, and it helps to grip your makeup onto your skin. I feel like it is a skincare product as well. Milk doesn't super advertise this, but a lot of their makeup products have really skin-loving ingredients in them, and this is one of them, and I can definitely tell because it just feels like a skincare makeup hybrid product. This actually does not smell and it doesn't irritate my skin, so even though it looks off, I feel like I could keep using this, but out of pure embarrassment, I'm not going to continue using this, and also because you guys recommended that I shouldn't anymore, so I'm gonna listen to you. But it has not irritated my skin, and it's looked like this for a while, and to be honest, half the stuff in my project pan is very expired, but yeah, so removing this out of embarrassment and having it in this empties video, but this I loved. I would definitely recommend and I would definitely repurchase. I have backups that I'm going to replace this with. I love this product, but it's going away because it looks like moss. I also finished a mini of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, and this was perfect for traveling. I love having these little minis in my collection because it is so small, and I love this primer, so this was really nice to have, and I enjoyed every second of using this. I finished 4 lip products. The first is the Skin Cosmetics lip oil. I can't remember what shade this is, like apple or cherry or something, but this is the red lip oil. I really love this lip oil. It just like sinks into the lips really well and makes them feel really like nourished and plump, and is a perfect prep step for makeup. So really enjoyed this. I definitely would recommend this, but I won't be repurchasing this because I have a ton of lip products to get through, and I think I have a couple backups of this anyway. This is so good and I love using this, and I have finished like 3 or 4 or 5 of these at this point. Yeah, love this one so much. I finished an OG Agave lip mask from Bite Beauty. I stocked up on these before they reformulated and before they went out of business. So I think I have like 2 more tubes of this, of the original formula before they went vegan. I love this product so much. It is such an amazing lip mask. It's one of the few that really work and stays on all night for me. It smells good. It does have lanolin in it, so that is why I think it works so well on my lips, because it just like is a salve and stays on, is long lasting, and is protective as well. So I would definitely repurchase this if I could, and I would recommend if they still existed but they don't any longer. But an alternative is the Lano lips. This is the strawberry flavor. This is such an incredible, my mouth is watering because I love this so much, lip balm. This also has lanolin in it, and it's this really thick protective consistency and formula as well, and it smells so good. It smells like artificial strawberries, is amazing. Definitely would repurchase and recommend. I have like all the flavors of this at this point. I'm using pear and apple currently. They're in my bathroom and I use them in my nighttime routine, so I would definitely recommend, and I would definitely repurchase these. They're an incredible lip balm and I love them so much. And then I have this. This took me years to finish. This is the Glossier Balm.com in coconut, and this is their original formula. I got this such a long time ago. The original formula of this does have lanolin too, and I think that's why I like it so much. I didn't realize it had lanolin until recently actually, but it makes sense because I really do prefer having lanolin in my long-lasting lip masks because they just last longer, they feel more nourishing and more protective. So I would recommend and repurchase the original formula of the Glossier Balm.com, which I'm hoping that they bring back, but we shall see. Everyone is asking for it, but they haven't listened yet. But they did bring it back for an exclusive launch of their Cocoa Balm.com and their cookie butter one, so that gives me hope that they'll re-release the original formula of this too. So yeah, love this one and would definitely recommend and repurchase. These are a bit random, but I added them to my makeup section because I feel like they're more for the appearance of my lashes and my brows, and they feel like a makeup product more than a skincare. But these are brow and lash serums. I have gone through so many tubes of these. I attribute my long lashes to the eyelash conditioner, which is from Revitalash, and this is the eyebrow conditioner from Revitalash as well, but I have been using the eyelash conditioner for much longer than the brow one, and I have been using this for years at this point. My lashes are so much better than they used to be, and I get compliments on my lashes regularly now, and I think it is 100% due to this lash serum. If you don't want to get lash lifts or wear falsies or anything like that, I highly recommend the Revitalash lash serum. It hasn't irritated my eyes. I will say it might have given me some hyperpigmentation around my lash line, but nothing too serious that I don't super notice, so it's not a big deal to me. But I have loved this so much, and it has made my lashes so long and like wispy and flirty, and has made wearing mascara so much better because my lashes are nice now. So like most of the mascaras I wear look pretty on my lashes, and I struggle way less with finding a mascara that actually works for me now. So would definitely recommend and repurchase. This is pricey, but I think it's worth it. And it also lasts like 6 months. So I think it's definitely worth the money. So the brow conditioner I also really like. I don't like as much as the eyelash conditioner and the eyelash serum because I feel like this one isn't as noticeable, but I do really like it. I don't know that I would repurchase this though. I have one tinted complexion product to talk about. This is the Bareminerals Complexion Rescue Skin Tint. I loved this for such a long time. I wear the shade Dune 7.5. I think this is a beautiful skin tint. It was really hyped back in the day, but there are so many options now, but I think this is a really good one. And this just looks so natural and everyday. It was perfect for work days or days I just needed to slap something on my face. Really enjoyed this. And it also has an SPF of 30. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I would recommend this, but I wouldn't repurchase because I think there are more skin tints out there that I probably prefer over this one, although I haven't used this in a long time, so I'm not sure, but I did love this when I was wearing it. I finished 2 Glossier concealers. If you looked at my project pan, you saw these, but I'm so proud of finishing these. They're completely empty and I loved every minute of these. I think they're such a beautiful concealer, especially if you have dry skin. They looked amazing all over my skin as a foundation as well, and I just really loved every second of using these. And I love the way my skin looked after I used them. They were easy to travel with, and yeah, I just really love these. I would definitely repurchase. I have repurchased this already and I would recommend as well. This isn't a complete empty, but this is getting removed from my collection. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 220. This was in my project pan and I used up quite a bit of it, and I'm removing this from my project pan because I no longer enjoy using this. It was okay for a while. I ended up hate panning this because it did not do a good job of setting my face. I would set the oiliest part of my face, which is the center, and just like 15 minutes later it would look oily again. So it just wasn't doing its job and I didn't enjoy it. I would not recommend and I would not repurchase this. I'm also getting rid of the Physicians Butter Bronzer. I also didn't technically empty this, but I did use up quite a bit of it. I really enjoyed this until it got a hard pan. And once it hard panned, it was just really annoying to use because it was so hard to get any product on my brush. But before it hard panned, I loved this and it looked so beautiful on the skin. This was such a favorite back in the day, and I got the hype because once I started using it, I loved it. It was such a like finely milled, really beautiful powder on the skin, and it just blended over everything beautifully. And Actually, I wouldn't repurchase this. I don't think I would because I've already tried it and I enjoyed it. I want to try something new. But I would recommend this from the drugstore because it's a beautiful bronzer. And I think a lot of you have probably tried this as well. But I'm removing this because it has hard panned. I finished a lot of brow products. I have 5 of them here. One brow gel is the Cosmetics brow gel. I really like this. This is the Micro-Fluff in the shade Universal Taupe. This is beautiful. It has this really tiny brush. I think this is actually the second one of this that I finished. So it has this super tiny brush that makes it really easy to like fluff up the front of your brows and get the product really into every single brow hair. I think this is such a gorgeous brow pomade situation because I don't think it's advertised as a pomade. It's advertised as a brow cream, which maybe they're the same thing, but it's so pretty. I loved the tiny little brush, but I do think I prefer more of like a really spiky eyebrow. So I like more of a hard hold gel brow product, so I think I like that over this one. So I wouldn't repurchase this, but I would definitely recommend if you like more of like a soft hold brow. But I like a hard last all day kind of brow now, so I wouldn't repurchase this. But I loved this when I did use this and I would recommend it. I emptied this from my project pan. This is the Mented Cosmetics Brow Pencil, the High Brow Precision Pencil, and I think this was in the shade medium. I really liked this. The consistency was really good. I liked how small it was, but the color was just a little off for my hair color right now. It was too warm toned and I need more of like an ashy, cool toned brown shade versus like a warm red toned brown shade for my eyebrow hairs. So this was kind of just looking off every time I wore it, and Now that I've become more picky with my makeup, I don't think I would repurchase this, but I would recommend it because I did like the consistency, the formula, and the shape of it, and I love that it had a little spoolie at the end too. This is the Jason Wu Brow Pencil. I finished this one as well, and I liked this, but I didn't love this. I found it a little too waxy, I think, for my taste. Yeah, it was just like an okay brow pencil, and I don't think I would necessarily recommend this or repurchase this because it was just like, okay, it didn't really stand out in my collection. I went through so many brow pencils. This is the Sunny's Face Brow Pencil in the shade Warm Brown. Like the Mented Cosmetics one, this was off color wise. It was just too warm and too like red toned. I really like the other shade that they have. It's like taupe or like ash brown or something like that. I love that one because I really do like the formula of this one too, because it does have that spoolie at the end and it's like a really thin pencil. So I really like this, but I wouldn't repurchase the warm brown shade. I would repurchase the like ash brown shade that they have because I loved that one, and I would recommend this as well. Okay, this is my favorite brow pencil. This is the Billion Dollar Brows on Point Brow Pencil, and this is the shade Taupe. So this shade was perfect for my brow hairs. It was a little gray, a little ashy, but still dark enough for my brows, and it just filled them in, gave them like a really natural shadow to them, so it didn't look like too blocky or too dark. And I loved how thin the pencil was. It blended really nicely and was like the perfect waxy, creamy consistency, and it has a spoolie at the end. I love my Billion Dollar Brow products, and their brow pencil has been a favorite for such a long time. I would definitely repurchase, and I definitely recommend this one. Okay, nearing the end, I have two setting sprays. The first is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is a classic. I do wish this wasn't so alcohol-y because I have found that some days this can irritate my skin when I'm having like, I don't know, like an eczema breakout or just like irritated sensitive skin. I find that this can just like make my skin feel really tight, but it does such a good job at making my makeup last a long time. So I honestly would repurchase this, and I would recommend it because it does such a good job at setting my makeup in place. Sometimes the alcohol content is a little irritating to my skin, but I've repurchased this so many times and it works. So yeah, I like it enough. One that I love, 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 love is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. This is such a gorgeous setting spray. It has a really good spray. It's really fun to use. It looks really good, and it makes your makeup last all day long. I would definitely repurchase this, and I love the Hydro Grip line in general. I think their primer and their spray is so, so good. Definitely worth trying if you have not already. So yeah, definitely recommend and would repurchase. Okay, now on to candles. I have two candles from Otherland. I really loved both of these. The first was Kindling, and this one smelled straight up like you were burning a beautiful little fire safely inside your home. Smells just like Kindling. It smells so, so good. It burned really, really well too, all the way down to the bottom. It did get kind of like ashy or sooty around the edges, but I don't really mind that. I would prefer it not to, but I feel like this burned really, really well. It smelled amazing. The throw, is that the right word, was good. The like burning throw was really good, and the cold throw was good. Is that the right terminology? But I loved this so much, and it was so cute. I really want to try their cardamom milk scent or whatever that's called, and I love the design on this as well. I think it's so cute and aesthetic. The other one I burnt was called Daybed. This one also burned really nicely and did get a little sooty around the edges, but not as much as the Kindling one. The smell of this one was so nice and like fresh and kind of like florally, I think. Yeah, it smells a little like floral, sweet. And this one was so pretty, and it just made me feel so cute when I burned it because it just smelled so cute and girly, and I loved this one. I loved both of these scents so much. I would definitely recommend both, and I would repurchase an Otherland candle once I've run out of my other ones. I just love the label on it. The smell is so good, and they burn really nicely too. I finished two Salt and Stone candles. I love Salt and Stone products so much, especially their saffron and cedar scent. This is such an incredible scent. Oh my gosh. I love the smell of this so much. I want this in a body wash. I want this in a lotion. I want this in a perfume. This smell is so like warm and cozy, but like also clean. It's so good. It's one of my favorite scents ever, and I 100% would repurchase these candles. They didn't burn too badly. They did get kind of sooty around the edges, as you can see on both of them, but they burned pretty evenly and they burned all the way down, which was really nice, and they didn't tunnel, which I really appreciated. And just the smell was so good. Like, it smelled so cozy and warm in my home and just like safe. It's like one of those smells. And I had the deodorant of this as well, and I finished it. That'll be in my body care empties, but oh, I love this so much. I'm so grateful that they sent this to me because I discovered this scent, and yeah, I absolutely loved these and would 100% recommend and repurchase these. This is the Nest candle. I think this is the holiday one, and this is such a gorgeous candle. It smells just like the holidays, like Christmas, like cheery. It just smells so good. I don't know what the scents of all these candles are, like the exact scents of them, so I'll put them on the screen when I talk about them, but this was gorgeous. It also filled my entire home with a scent. I would say it was a little too intense for my taste, but this for a bigger home would be amazing. I live in a small apartment, so this went throughout my entire apartment and almost was a little too strong sometimes, but this made my home smell so like warm, cozy, and festive during the Christmas and like Thanksgiving season. Yeah, I love this one a lot, but I do think it was maybe a little too intense because sometimes it did give me a headache. So I don't know that I would repurchase this because it was a little too strong. And sometimes I would just like have it burning for like an hour or less, and it would just get too strong that I would have to blow it out. And I like burning my candles for a long time for the vibes, and it just like was too intense. So if you like intense candles, I would recommend this, but I don't think I would recommend this if you get headaches from them or if you don't like candles that are too strong. So I wouldn't repurchase this for myself, but I would recommend this for anyone who has a large home or a large space to fill with scent, because I think this would work really well. And then finally, I have this Roscoe and Emmett Focus Soy candle. This is lavender, bergamot, and vanilla. This was such a beautiful candle as well. Smelled so good. It also smelled very like warm and cozy, and I just really enjoyed this. This was so kindly gifted to me by my friends Jason and Tom from Phytosurgeons. This is their favorite candle brand, and they go through tons of these, and they were so nice and gave me one, and it burns so nicely. The throw is amazing as well, but it's not too much where I'm feeling like really like sickly because of it. This is just a beautiful candle. It burns so well in these like aluminum cans too. It almost burns every single bit of it, which is amazing. But yeah, this was such a beautiful candle. If I ever go back to Vancouver and can find this, I would repurchase and I would recommend. And if you are from Vancouver, Canada, you should look this brand up. It's Roscoe and Emmett. Thank you again, Jason and Tom, for sending that. I loved it. So that was all of my makeup and candle empties from the last several months. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products I talked about. Please let me know what some of your empties were, bad and good. I would love to hear. And I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!